Family, what's up? Man, thank you for tapping in. It's your boy Prince Teflon. Before I even start, like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Today, you know, I just want to talk about self-love. Self-love. And in the woke community, this is a new, mainstream idea that's flown around, and I think people are grabbing hold onto and finding value in. And I see a lot of different perspectives and perceptions on what self-love is and what that looks like. And it's not a monolith, obviously. There's every individual has different ways of expressing love for themselves and doing things that, add value and add peace and add comfort to their life. But ultimately, I think the goal of self-love is actually self-dissolution. Because if you get to the root of it, you find that it's the concept of self that we suffer, because we all have an idea of who we are, and a lot of times we try to fulfill that idea. And when life throws us adversity that challenges that and that, almost maybe shows us that that isn't applicable or that isn't real, it shows the illusion of trying to fulfill that, then we suffer our own ideas of who we are. And so it's actually the idea of self that is the cause of a lot of the, dysfunction in the world, because everyone has a different idea of self, and everyone is in survival mode and trying to protect that idea of self. And so if this person's idea of self contradicts and conflicts with this person's idea of self, then that's where you find, that conflict. And so I think it's important to understand that we are supposed to be transcending ourselves. That's the goal, is to transcend yourself. Understand the, the falsehood in who you think you are, and tap into the reality of who you are. And I've said this in many other videos, and I think that looks like, finding space, creating space, allowing yourself to not identify, but just observe, complete detachment, finding yourself in a space where you can observe anything and you don't have any opinion about it. You don't have any, attachment to it, because you understand it as a play of happenings, and you're the observer of those happenings. You're not the participant in that. And when you do participate in it, it's with a playful spirit. Because what happens when we take things too seriously, when you begin to take things seriously, you drain the joy, you drain the happiness, and you drain the contentment out of your life, because those things are dependent on detachment. All those things I just named are dependent on you being detached, right? It's when we start adding, a serious approach, and we start adding all these different things that merge our identity with this external world. That's when we suffer. And so we should understand that, and we should, when we think of self-love and what the goal is of self-love, of course, take care of yourself, take care of this body. This body should be taken care of. But understand that this body is not who you are. This mind is not who you are. They're tools that are accessible to who you truly are, which is the spirit, which is the unobserved, which is the stillness that is able to use these things to experience this three-dimensional matrix, this reality. You know what I mean? This is not meant to be, some test of morality or some, what I mean? It's a game, and it should be treated like a game. That doesn't mean we take the respect and the reverence and we don't honor it, and we just do anything that can be destructive. But it means we display and we embody love and we embody gratitude and we embody, acceptance. And we become a conduit from the physical and the spiritual realm. We stand in between that. But we're always pointing toward the reality. In this physical realm, our job and our duty, the only thing that should be taken, with some sense of seriousness is the point. You know what I mean? We're pointing toward the reality of, the impermanence of this life. And we're trying to get an understanding of what is beyond. And that's just my take on self-love, man. That was just what was on my mind. I had a chance to go get outside and ride my bike, and that was very fun. But that just popped in my mind, and I was like, yo, I mean, what a beautiful understanding that, this life isn't end all be all. There's so much more to look forward to in this life and beyond this life. And that spiritual journey does start with self-love, but self-love is paralleled with self-dissolution. Dissolve your ideas, dissolve your sense of self. Try to tap further into that spiritual sense, that sixth sense. And that's all I got to say, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. My name is Mike Laws, aka Prince Teflon. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Peace.